Thank you. Time back on. That's not craft.
Welcome back to Gus and Gawny. Episode what? We don't count anymore.
25. We have to apologise off the top. We tried to start this 15 seconds ago.
We just cut.
We cut. So we said we were a one-take podcast. We've gone to start, and our guest had a coughing fit. So
who everyone can see because Spotify says who the guest is.
We've got Nathan Jones with us. It's a huge week for us. Huge week for Nathan, obviously for the club, but for our podcast, he's our first double guest. He's going to be with us the whole time.
Yes. You're here for the whole show. Well, we kick you off for the Benny Gibson segment at the end, but you're not missing much.
You made me wait an hour and a half for this to start, so I'm looking forward to it.
What's the saying? Good things come to those who wait.
Yep, I'm happy with that.
We got a big one this time. I think it's safe to say 300 games. Yep. Straight off the top, we'll go with that. It is obviously your week. Do you have any? Does it sort of hit you? You feel any guilt for stealing my thunder as well? Or?
No, I'd like to bring you into the discussion, Gussie, and wrap my arms around you. We'll call it the 400 Club.
That's it, mate. 400 between us, for those that don't know. So it's funny. I reflected on it earlier, and from you were there from day one.
Reflecting on your 100 games?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
And you were there from the day one. Even before I got drafted to Melbourne, you and I were in contact. And, we've had a heap of up and downs ourselves. And for us to be here on this, our respective milestones, I think is really, really special. And I'm very much looking forward to it. So happy to share my thunder with anyone, especially Nathan.
I do want to go into that Bond. You latched onto him early. Did you see Sonic in Angus? You were definitely, if you had to pick someone who was your captain and your leader
my guy
for your early years, it would have been Nathan. Did you see Sonic and Angus?
I loved him from the moment I met him, really. But there was that bond that sort of started before he got drafted. The connection was through our management team, and I got in touch with Gussie.
I know, Jonesy shot me a message. I nearly threw my phone out of my window. I ran downstairs.
It was just prior to the draft.
Yeah,
really.
It was.
Like, it was pretty much, writing was on the wall. He was going to get picked up by us. And
Chipper had signed at Hawthorn. We'll get in the pick.
And then from there, like, he lived literally 2K from where I lived, and to sort of help, that transition into the AFL life, I picked him up early days, and we rode together and chewed the fat, and we became like very tight friends, obviously, through that period. You were about to say best. No,
friends.
I was going to call us like this. What do we call ourselves back then? No, it was like the Bayside
swag.
Bayside swag. Yeah, that's what I was going for. We are. I basically treat him like my little brother, pretty much.
Did he have any influence in Bobby and Remy signing with Hailbury?
Big influence.
Absolutely big influence.
Genuine influence.
Right. Maybe not directly Angus, but
it's got Sticks Brayshaw's fingerprints
Sticks
all over it.
Brayshaw's fingerprints are all over it.
Some sort of deal. You're coaching the under
deal
or something?
No deal. Just the introduction to some important people.
It's all about who you know.
But there was a sort of rush decision to get Bobby in there, and now we've got Remy in there, and can't speak highly enough. And it's done a great job for Gussie.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Four boys the Brayshaws have put through there, so
doing all right. All of us at the moment, so it's a good place to go. If anyone's listening and thinking about sending your kids somewhere,
you're a big
a friend of ours.
Keysborough campus, is that where you are?
Started at Brighton, ended up at Keysborough. It's all good though.
And then there's another one out somewhere.
Out at Berwick, they've got one in the city. Any Chinese listeners? There's one in Beijing. You want to get around that? There's one in Darwin as well.
We lost a few Chinese
what an
supporters.
ambassador,
we lost a few Chinese supporters when we had Mac Horton.
Yeah, the communism stuff really threw a spanner in our Chinese works, but we moved straight past that.
We moved. So it's a big week.
It is.
How have you handled the week? I've seen you a bit everywhere. Obviously, proudest to be on Gus and Gawny, but it's been a big week.
Early days. Matty Goodrope has done a great job, to be honest. Behind the scenes,
that's the first time.
Yeah, so I can't remember hearing that.
He's pulled some levers and got a lot of the heavy lifting out of the way yesterday. Hence why you would have seen a bit through social media and the like. But this is sort of my last commitment really for the week. An important one, the most important
Best till
one.
last.
It was fun. It was a great time yesterday, having all of my teammates there and the club, and then obviously most importantly my family and kids at the G, and we crunched out a lot of the media stuff, but coupled with that was some great family photos and moments. having a run around on the G with the kids with no one there is pretty fun, and it's not too often you get to do that.
Was there a sense of relief when the final siren went on the weekend?
Yeah, I said that to you as we were walking off. I was like, are we claiming it? Yeah, and then Jonesy's touching wood.
Did you actually love when Goody said in the rooms that it's Jonesy's 300th next week? So there was no anticipation of not playing?
Yeah, look, I think I'm under no illusions, to be honest, that every single week I'm playing for my spot. I think that's sort of the mentality shift that I've taken with the sort of role that I'm playing, and the position I found myself in coming off injury and the preparation that it's taken. I'm treating this year as if I've started my career all over again. And I've got to sort of put the steps in place to earn my spot. But I was a bit quiet on the weekend, but still executing my role to the level that they want, and I was pretty confident that I'd be sweet heading into this week, and I'm bloody excited. Yeah, it's a huge occasion. A little bit embarrassed, to be honest. Like I don't want it really to be all about me, but
that's funny because your 200th you did.
My 200th, I got subbed out.
Oh, that's right.
So no, my 250th was a good time. We had a good win against the Dogs, but other than that, I hadn't played in a win in a milestone game. So look, I'm more excited about where the group's at right now. How we're going, potentially, another win and the challenge ahead against obviously the reigning premiers. I think we're licking our lips at that opportunity, and that's probably the more important thing, and definitely the topic on front of mind for me.
How many tickets are you going to ask for, just so I can sort my ticket allocation?
I'm not sure,
How many are you going to get?
Well, no, I'm saying
that's what he's worried about.
That's what I asked. This is off topic. Yeah. You could even cut this. Wouldn't even make the. This is
I reckon at this stage I have 50.
Struth. I might have to trim mine.
Yeah, that could come back a little bit.
Family or past players? Or?
It's a mix of people.
People who live in your suburb,
obviously. I've got a lot of, obviously all of my family.
What's the finance person at school? The bursar, the school bursar at Haileybury.
Principal admissions officer at Haileybury.
Yeah, I've kept 10 for them. Don't worry. Yep. I'm a bit nervous. With twins on the way, that'll be 4 kids at private school.
Don't worry, mate. I know all about it. Well, no, I don't. My mum and dad do. But yeah.
But yeah, we'll wait and see. I think there'll be a few left over, maybe. Which
we'll suss out. We'll
make
talk
sure
about
Mel palms them off to you.
Thanks,
and
it's appreciated.
Yeah, it's a mix of people. Close family, obviously, is number one, and a few little friendship groups and groups of mates. And then, I did it in my 250th, but extend the invite to just different people that have had a significant impact across my career. And, I think that's the most important thing, recognising them. I think they appreciate and enjoy the milestones, probably more so more than the player at the time. And I'll definitely reflect on it and, value it even more so probably when I finish up.
Anyone who you met at Judd Cheller?
That's an interesting one. I can't believe you've gone there, but I was actually best on that night.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. No doubt.
Really own the podium. Yeah. We've got a couple of groups of friends that we'll invite, but whether or not they can make it, wait and see.
I look around the league at 300 game players, and they all seem like they've been around for ages, and they're quite part of the older group of the older statesmen of the AFL. I look at you and I still see you're so young.
You've got that mixed up.
How did you get the 300 games out?
He lost hair when he was 20.
Mundy's playing extremely well at the moment, but Mundy seems like an older player that's been around for a while. And I look at Jonesy and I'm like, how's he got 300 out so quickly? What have you missed?
I've had a bad run the last few years, but prior to that, not many. I think in 200 there was maybe only 5.
That's crazy.
What's the record at Melbourne? What's the record full stop? No, as in consecutive.
I think it was Jim.
Jim and Ooze have both got incredible records.
Yeah. But I played at one point there was a consecutive period where I played heaps, and then I reckon it was from, I can't remember, say 150 to 200 where I didn't miss many. And then since then, particularly the last couple of years, between 250 and 300 has been a battle, but changed a few things last year, and at this stage, it's
Here we
going
are.
okay. Yeah.
Some of these guys are playing some pretty good footy. Mundy's
on fire.
really good.
They call him Barrow over there.
Pendles. Mark Murphy popped up in the
Burgoyne.
Gold Coast
What's
game the
Burgoyne up
other
to?
day.
He's about 400.
Tex, he's not that old, but
Oh no, he's
32, I reckon.
32-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm only 33, so cut me some slack.
so the older statesmen.
They are, mate. Yeah, it's actually great to see. I think, and it's interesting when you see or read the narrative out there. Like Gary Ablett says the other day that he'd be open to a comeback,
Cade
and
Simpson.
Cade Simpson regrets, or wants to do the same sort of thing. He's open to mid-season drafting. So, I think that sort of typifies the mentality that I had last year. You know, when I was weighing up everything, was to squeeze every last bit out, and whether that was 1 more year or 2, 3 more years, I don't know what that will be, but I did want to finish knowing that I'd given absolutely everything, and whether or not that was a fairy tale finish, you win a premiership and play every game, or I may end up playing reserves, or a high chance you could be injured. They were the things that I had to weigh up, and so far so good. Like I said before, I made a few changes and played the first 5 and 6 games this weekend, and we'll go from there. It's exciting being around the club at the moment, and I think there's bigger things to come.
Can you separate your 400th with his 200th next time, so he gets a little bit more limelight?
400th. What's that's going to take? How long?
If we play finals,
It's 4 more years.
4 more years. I reckon Mundy might be 36, nearly 37. So
He's got 4 years on you.
Potential.
Yeah, we'll wait and see, mate. We'll have to. There'd be a fair bit of luck that'd have to go my way, but look, I'd be open to it for sure. Like I said, I want to squeeze every last bit out, and we'll just wait and see.
Give us the best player you played with.
You.
Minus present
company excluded.
Because obviously we're 1 and 2.
Yeah, true.
In no
particular order.
No
Oh yeah, it's hard to separate. I think like Nita would be right up there. That's sort of that old group of players. Like I was real lucky. My first year we finished 5th, couple of finals.
You thought everything was rosy. You played.
I was like, man, this is going to be awesome. Oh yeah, I played in the losing final, the winning final, then the losing final against Freo. I had a few beers that night, flew back to Melbourne, then had a full week of prep, played in a VFL granny that week.
What a first year.
I was like, this is unbelievable. and then from there, yeah, she went downhill. Very much so.
She went downhill.
But yeah, like I think that the group of guys that I played with in that, I was lucky enough to play with in that first year and a half. That was a very good team, and they'd played consistent finals. Were a contender at one point. So that's sort of the group of Nita, Ooze, Robbo, Whitey, Travis Johnston, Cameron Bruce.
He was your mentor one.
Yeah. And then there was sort of the rise of a few of those younger guys that were like sort of at the peak of their career then, like Brocky McLean and Cole Sylvia and stuff. Like they were coming through, like foiling some of those older guys, and the club seemed like it was in a pretty good place. But as we all know, it didn't last too long after 06, and then since then it's been slim pickings, to be honest. I think James McDonald had a significant impact on my career. Just watching the way he went about it, his resilience, his leadership.
Can spray.
Yeah. He's definitely intimidating.
My first game, I copped it a little bit.
Yeah, I copped plenty off him. Don't worry.
In fact, you in your early 20s, James McDonald and Brett Maloney combined, it was a daunting midfield to miss the ruck hit.
Absolutely.
I didn't enjoy that.
And then, like Beam is another one. He had a good impact on me, and Mark Jamar and those guys. We had some talent, but ultimately, and we've found out most recently, to be successful, you've got to have an element of sacrifice amongst the team as far as role playing and get everyone on the same page. And for the last few years, we've been working really hard at that, and now we've got it. So it's hard to sort of separate who's the best, but I'm being honest, I reckon it'd have to be you at this point in time.
Well, I mean, you've missed the directive. We said present company excluded, but
Such a powerful answer that it needed to.
Yeah.
Go over
I
the
just
top
need
of
to
it.
go again, though.
Give you that brief. You mentioned slim pickings, and we were talking a little bit about this earlier. We think that this room has grown a bit of legs, where apparently there were 17 suitors coming at you at one point in the middle of the slimmest of the pickings. How close were you to leaving? If that was ever on the
It's
plate,
funny.
or-
I said it off air before. I feel like that's grown a little bit of legs. There was always times, whether that be out of frustration or results driven in terms
Did
of.
accidentally send a text message to our
GM.
GM, which wasn't meant for him. That was a bit rude.
I definitely can't repeat what was written in that one.
We bleep it out. Go for it. Bleep, 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 bleep.
That was in the contract negotiation last time. But yeah, I said this to you guys before. I never went to the point where you pull the trigger and you're like, actually, let's just go and see what's out there. I never ever went down that path. So I'd say, other than saying, what in discussions with your manager, what sort of options would I have? What does it look like? I never considered leaving. I've always been a passionate Melbourne person, and I've said this a few times in my presser the last few days and different interviews. There was always this this vision in my mind of what it could potentially look like, and I was raised from a really young age to always be doing your best, never give up, no matter how hard the situation is. You'll be able to find a way, kind of thing, and that always stuck with me, no matter what situation I've been in. I brought myself back to that at the end of last season as well, when I was considering playing on. So, and we got a taste of it in 18. I was like, this is exactly what I pictured. You come from absolutely nothing, where we are irrelevant as a club and team, and zero respect, and we were nothing as a club at one point, which you experienced, Maxi. To then playing finals, it's like fans come out of the woodwork, and it's like this swell of momentum and passion and love for the team and club, and we're on the cusp of building that again, and hopefully to a more sustainable level, in particular with how we started this year.
I'll go serious for a little bit. One of my serious questions. Talk to me about captaincy. We both had an incredible leader when I first got to the club in James McDonald. And then he moved on, and Brad Green got it in his 30s already, I think, and was probably not going to last long. And then the most obvious one from all the players' point of view, we all thought was going to be yourself, and it went to two younger guys in Grimesy and Trenners. And then eventually you got to the plate, and it was still with Grimesy. Was there a bit there that you just wanted everyone to back you in, and that you had the players, but for some reason it didn't seem like you had the outside world?
Yeah, look, I don't necessarily think it was the outside world. I think whatever sort of politics went on behind the scenes at the time, I'm not privy to. I sort of took it in my stride really at the time. It wasn't as if I was bitter or upset. I was absolutely rapt for Jack and Jack at the time, and I was appointed a vice captain, and I just was going about just developing my leadership. There was never any aspiration for me to work out how to overtake them. It was more, how can we take the club forward, and what role do I play in that? How can I support them? And clearly I just saw it as an opportunity for me to get better as a leader.
Captaincy seemed to fit you like a glove once you got it. I remember when I first got to the club, you were very strong with me, and I enjoyed your leadership. But what I saw you grow from the 21-year-old that I met to then be my captain at 25, and still, no offence to the other captains, I'll still call you my captain for the rest of my life. I know all the Melbourne older boys always call Nita Skip. I'll be calling you Skip for as long as I go. And what you've done for me in terms of creating me to be a man, from a kid to a man, and then also to become a player and now a leader, I'm forever grateful. So
yeah,
thanks,
second
man.
that 100%.
Yeah, thank you guys. I think the one thing with the leadership stuff is just looking for opportunities to always grow, and I reckon that's the one thing I remember getting told at a young age. I was in the leadership group at 21, and I was like super black and white. It's like my way or highway kind of thing. And I didn't agree with if I didn't agree with it, I didn't agree with it kind of thing. Whereas as I've got more mature and older and just started to sort of open my perspective on things, It's allowed me to, embrace some differences and not necessarily, deal with grey area stuff, but be able to sort of find some perspective in different situations, which I think has allowed me to grow as a leader and a person. And ultimately, watching both of you two do that now, that's why I'm under no illusions as to why the club's now in the position it's in. And if you guys continue to do that, we'll be very good and in safe hands for a long time.
We're always such a good speaker.
Isn't he?
Are you? Nails it. Are you a good speaker? Are you a good speaker at home?
I was terrible at school. If you got me to stand
what was your ATAR, do you remember?
No, I did. Talking in front of people. I got like 71, I think, 72.
Peninsula.
We won't have to bleep that out. That's all right.
I wasn't a great student up to that point. I'll give you the hot tip. But I did knuckle down hardcore on knuckled down pretty hardcore on English, maths, and a couple of other things in year 12, which got me a reasonable result. But I sort of threw all my chips in the footy basket. But I was terrible at school in public speaking. If you got me to stand up in front of people, pack my dacks.
Can you help two people in particular, two midfielders that we have that are both genuine A-graders at public speaking? Is there a chance you can sit them down?
You have to be able to speak the basics of the English language. I didn't even speak the basics.
Don't laugh too hard, Max. You're not very good at it.
He's terrible too. Starter king.
You just laugh and keep going.
Talk the basics of the English language. But I think it's taken a long time for me to feel more comfortable in that space. But I think the more you act yourself and just naturally go about it, the easier it is.
If you're listening, Track and Clary, that's some good advice for you.
Oh, Track's getting better. He's on 360 now.
Yeah. He is. Tell you what, if we ever get Track on, we'll ask him about some of his 360 stuff. That's a whole different conversation. It's very funny.
We digress. We normally talk about the game just gone, so we're going to talk
Hawks
about Hawks
game. Yes.
How
did you see it? You were best on, so how did you see it?
Close. Best on in some eyes. Best on.
Carried it.
Went to Track, Clary, Jake Lever. All very good.
So you best. How did it look from your?
Tommy, mate, who kicked the goals?
Lever. I mean, Melksham
Tommy,
kicked
Melksham
three.
Melky.
Mitch Brown kicked.
Mitchy
Brown kicked a couple late.
Lingers
kicked three.
Challenge.
Yeah.
Lingers.
I'll save it. Let me save it.
I'm
saving it.
And we're giving you 5 minutes as well.
Yeah,
can't go all day about Lingers. It's growing some momentum. We don't want to kill it.
Absolutely, it's a movement.
So quick.
No, we're holding it. Hold it.
Okay, I'm holding it.
And our Casey team also got a really good win against Box Hill. For those that were watching at home, we were able to watch the 5 hours of Melbourne coverage on Channel 7.
Back to back.
We were watching it at the game.
Big Weedo dominated.
Weedo kicked 7.
Big Brenny, friend of the podcast.
Friend of ours.
Yep.
Well.
Gus
Brenny
called
Brown.
him Brenny on the first.
Actually, I went hard. Brenny Bound instead of Benny Brown. So, no, that stuck. But
He kicked 3.
He kicked 3. What's impressed me is that every week we get challenged as a group, and I think it's a maturity thing where, accepting the pressure and dealing with it really well. And I think probably the first time we really executed our, the last quarter, like we were, humming. And whereas I think we've just been like keeping teams in a little bit late. But we really played well in that last quarter. I think that was probably the first time for me where it felt like we're rolling on all cylinders sort of thing.
That's an ideal time to head into the Premiers, to test ourselves out and play on a blockbuster MCG 720.
I think so.
Yeah, you would know, I think.
I don't know.
Is there a banner?
I'm not sure.
And what do you do with your kids?
There is a banner.
There is a banner. Is it all Nathan, or is there a bit of a? Do I get a quarter?
Imagine that, because normally it's a Richmond Melbourne banner and we run
True.
through together.
But there's Dusty. So you're third in line.
Jeez.
Dusty all one side.
Yeah.
Gus.
No, I'll just take it like a little
Top
square.
corner.
Because I was thinking Rem and Bob will obviously want to come out.
Yeah, so I think
if there's no banner, when do they stop? Do they come all the way to the goal square?
Well, you know how we walk out in the dark with all the lights
Yeah.
on, and then they do the whole Anzac
cool.
Eve ceremony. So at this stage, I'd need to talk through this with Jerry, but I'd assume they'd roll out and line up with me and stand while we stand as a team,
Well,
and they
Those
do the
horses
national
get close.
anthem.
Those horses get real close.
And
Don't
the
stand at the
cauldron
end.
lighting and stuff.
Are they afraid of the dark?
Yeah, well,
any dark
Nah, I
fears?
think that'll be good. That'll
Alright.
be good.
Okay. Anyway, we went back to Jonesy.
We did.
I want to talk about you.
Go on. Me.
Yes.
It's my 100th.
It's your 100th.
Yeah.
And it's also another big milestone coming up. And I'm not sure when you made the decision with Jerry to finally move in.
Oh, wow. Hello. Hang on. I haven't heard this. This is big.
Jess went to Danielle's 25th birthday celebration at Hawker Hall there on Chapel Street.
Birthday week for Danielle. She got a whole week. So
only turned 25 once.
Used to it.
We talked about it on the last week podcast.
we're still talking about it.
And during conversation, Danielle said that she's moving in to Angus and Vander's house. And I thought, wow, that's great. So the next day at the game, I go, Angus, congrats. And he goes, what do you mean? I go, congrats on the news about Danielle moving in. And he had no idea what I was talking about.
Oh, wow.
Nah, my hand's up in the air. So
I want to clear up. Is she moving in, or were you playing it cool?
So re-moving in. So she lived with me, obviously, throughout
Through
the whole
COVID.
hub. And then I had surgery, obviously, and for 3 months couldn't do anything. So she lived with me probably for 3/4 of last year.
You not being able to do anything is not great either. You're just PC the whole time.
Yeah. We were, it was low key at my joint for a little bit. But so she's moved back in. And
You don't really push the boundaries going for a walk, do you?
well, it helps when you can't actually walk.
Correct.
It's a good excuse when your foot's in a boot. But no, so they're selling their family home and moving out. I hope she doesn't mind me saying, Danielle.
Yep.
Won't mind me saying
Congratulations.
that. Yeah, good on you for all the girls. But need somewhere to stay, it turns out. As she looked at me and said in conversation, so my hand's up in the air. I didn't know what you were talking about at the time.
Yeah. But she has asked you if she can move in.
Yeah, and
So how did you forget that? That's a big milestone.
But it's not really because we'd already lived together for a little bit.
Yeah, but all their stuff's coming this time.
Yeah, there was a lot. I'll tell you, mate. I'll tell you, mate. There was
There's going to be 3 fridges in the house.
There's no turning back now.
I've got to be careful what I'm saying. There was a lot. There was a lot of stuff last time. Danielle is a heavy packer, so there's some. I'm very much looking forward to it, guys. I think it's going to be great.
We all know where to from here.
And have we got some sort of approval from Vanders?
We sent the paperwork in yesterday and just waiting to hear back from him. But yeah, Vanders is his girlfriend lives around the corner, so she's gonna have friends to talk with too, during the day and stuff. When all that stuff. So I've covered all my bases. I'm very much looking forward to it. So thanks for bringing that up, Max.
I've
Never seen him look so awkward.
It was great for us to talk about that.
My second one is what did you get her for her birthday?
Golf lessons.
That is great.
And a free bucket of balls at the range.
Oh, that is great. How much did that cost you? Is that free? Is that free down at RMGC?
I got a free bucket of balls every time I go there, so I gave that to her. It was very generous. And there was the teaching pro there. I got some lessons for her there, but she
did that cost?
It did, but her mum also got her golf lessons.
Oh, so she actually wants to learn how to play golf.
Yeah, which is great for me.
Well, is it?
Well, yeah.
Are you looking forward to that round where it's just the two of you? So
we've had. I don't think that'll happen. But it's always a tough one, and I'm sure you two know. Well, if I'm out playing golf for 4 hours, then equality. She wants to do something for 4 hours, and it's hard for her to find. You got nothing to do that goes for 4 hours. You know what I mean? So getting her into golf, it works because now she'll have an activity to do whilst I'm playing golf.
Is Jerry a golfer?
Not at all, mate.
Does she give you a hard time when you go play golf?
A little bit.
2 kids and 2 on the way is a bit hard.
It depends.
2 and 2 hurts.
I've got to be very strategic in my planning and execution of the day I play. And
my strategic planning probably could improve.
You're on a golf course, aren't you?
I'm back on a Royal.
Yeah.
I had to report him once because he jumped the fence.
It looks pretty easy to sneak on.
A little bit of illegal activity by me. Just jumped the back fence with a few balls.
What hole?
11th.
I'm on the 11th west.
Yeah, right. Which hole did you hole in one?
5th west.
5th west.
So anyway, but no, I'm looking very much forward to having Danielle. It's going to be great. She's a friend of the podcast, so can't wait.
Anything else before we go to Lingers?
No, all my stuff's Lingers related. To be honest,
I just?
You got anything else to say?
I want to know about the thing I spoke to you about in the change rooms. Andrew and Angus Brayshaw.
Yeah.
I find that incredibly fascinating.
So this is going to seem really...
Andrew Brayshaw made Team of the Week, but they have to write A-N-D Brayshaw. That's it, because they're both A-N.
Yeah, so this is so uninteresting.
That
Everyone's going to be listening and probably tuning out, but yes, and because we both A Brayshaw.
So anytime, why didn't your parents think about that at the start?
We'll get sticks on one day and we'll ask, but...
so you're Ang Brayshaw.
Good to see Andrew playing well. Yeah, I'm A-N-G, he's A-N-D.
Got tagged out of it the other day.
But, sacrificial team role.
He's bounced back.
He'll bounce back. Can we get to Positive Lingers?
Yes.
That's all I want
We
to
do.
talk about.
We got the jingle.
It's Eddie
want-
Langdon's
Yeah. Segment.
You can join in on that last bit if you want.
We can go again.
It's Eddie Langdon's
Yeah.
segment. Jonesy, I'm going to
It's a
throw
movement.
you. It's a movement. I'm throwing it Jonesy straight away. It's fortuitous.
I want to
that
know
you're
if
with us.
you've obviously heard about it.
So last night,
Yeah, absolutely. I've heard about
tell
it.
him what you told me about. So you get home, you're talking about stuff. And
I got home, yeah,
and
yeah.
You're dragging your bottom lip for whatever reason, and Jerry says you need to be more #Positive Lingers. Is that how
Jerry
it went
said
down?
it.
Jerry said it to me
Jones
last
said it
night
to
in the
Nathan
kitchen.
In the kitchen.
And I was like, what? I was like, what is this? What is this? And then I'm back on
So she
Instagram.
said it out of context, like not knowing what it actually means.
She
Or is she
was
a po- or is she a
basically
friend of the
saying like,
podcast?
just chin up, be more positive.
#Positive Lingers.
And but instead of saying that, she said #Positive Lingers, and I was like, oh, what? And so then I was like,
She wants you to go for a rebrand. I like it.
Rebranded.
and then I went onto the Instagram, and obviously then I came today, and we're doing our flush run out on the oval, and I'm like, Gus, what is this
Yep.
Positive Lingers, man? Like, it's a full movement.
So for the social aspect of it, people might not know. I commented. There's a photo of Lingers that went up. I commented #Positive Lingers, and I got 500 likes.
500
On the
likes.
comment.
Still going.
Still
And
going.
Yeah.
how many
200
comments?
200 comments. #Positive Lingers. By just the loyal podcast listeners.
We need to ramp
loving
that
it.
up. We need to ramp that
We
up.
can
Mate,
get
it
more.
is coming.
We need
I'm
to ramp
telling
those
you.
numbers up. Melbourne FC have helped us out a little bit.
Oh,
They
yeah.
put up a caption this with
Mate,
him
they
signing
they've lobbed a half volley outside off something. They want me to, they're begging me to hit it for 4, which of course I did. Some poor searcher said, "Oh, this week I'm going to get 1,000 meters gained," and like 20 people have piled on this guy. Like, what are you talking about, mate? It's Positive Lingers, and
Yeah.
I think it's a movement. I think it's happening.
All
So
right.
Jerry Jones has said that to you. My mum said that to me. Ed's mum went up to Ed after the game and said, "What's this Happy E stuff?"
Happy E.
Happy E instead of Positive Lingers. She's going with Happy E. And Lingers.
Could that be the new?
We could be rolling out Happy E from. We can't.
Happy E.
She's like, "What's this Happy E stuff, Ed?" And he's like, "Oh, you're not talking." And yes, she was talking about Positive Lingers. So we're ticking that off. And I think, can we just talk about Lingers seriously? Kicked 3 goals on the weekend, but
Yeah.
is he an All-Australian winger at the moment?
Yes,
Do you think?
100.
Yeah, I haven't taken too much notice about what the other
Of
wingers are
Ed?
doing.
Oh yeah, okay.
Nah, absolutely.
He's on fire.
If you ask me, absolutely. From a positional point of view, he's
Yeah.
dominating.
Yeah, but does he go back with the flight like you?
Well, he kicks the goals.
Yeah, and you do
We
the.
work well together. The
Yeah.
Wingers Club works because we've all got our individual strengths. And
Are we any closer to getting him on?
yeah, I think we are. Well, Atticus, we've booked. haven't we?
Can we tell this is the request from Ed Langdon?
Well, I don't
to-
want to burn this. Yeah, okay, let's just
for
go
him
with it.
to come on the show, we had to take him out for dinner, and I said your choice, and he said Attica, which is a wine bar in Ripponlea.
Top end type
Top
operation.
It's a bit more
It's
than a wine bar.
$500 a head.
Yeah, it's
Plus
like
wine
A-grade
pairing.
restaurant.
And
yeah.
you got to book 3 months in advance, and our fixture doesn't get released for every 2 weeks.
We've booked though.
We've booked.
So in 3 months' time, we're going to be talking to Ed.
But he wants this to come to a stop. He's not over the moon about how much Positive Lingers.
yeah, it's got some serious.
He's
it's
getting
got
lit.
too much
He
momentum.
liked it today. He was
He
having
likes
a
it.
right old
Yeah,
laugh.
yeah. He laughs, but I know that it. I know that he'd like it more if more people got onto it. You know?
Yeah.
More and more people.
Mate, it's coming. It's just naturally
Let the
let
momentum
it grow.
build. I think that how natural it is we rebranded a while ago, but the
I'm trying to
momentum
paint
has
this
gathered.
picture that if he comes on, we're going to stop saying Positive Lingers.
Of course not.
And the Eddie Langdon segment will be done.
No.
So if we paint that picture,
Oh yeah, so
He'll come on, then
he's
we
not
keep
listening
the
to the
segment.
podcast. Yeah,
No,
he's not.
he's
We know
definitely
he's
not
not
listening
listening.
to
I
this.
think that's a good plan. I'm just loving.
do you have
everything about it.
Do you have anything for the Eddie Langdon segment?
Yeah, we have booked in a game of golf together.
Where?
Royal Melbourne.
Go see Jonesy?
Yeah, well, it's.
I'm expecting an invite,
it'll be next
actually.
week. Yeah. But yeah.
No,
so
1 week he's got. You need a bit more notice than that.
Nah,
don't
that'll
you?
be enough. Kids back at school should be able to make
The
it
school
work.
holiday's just the worst.
Can we save this for the not? Gawny? Oh, can we?
No.
Okay, we can't. That's all right.
That's a bad read.
What do you mean? Anyway,
Anything else?
so what were we talking about? Lingers, yeah. So I'm playing golf with him next week. So he picked up his clubs he played for the first time this year. Last week, I asked,
Yep.
and he accepted the invitation. So I think that really shows how he's embracing his teammates on a social level, which I've really appreciated. Do you have anything positive for him?
No, I haven't had a good read on Lingers this week.
Okay.
Played a good game.
Do you have anything positive, Lingers?
No, not really.
He's
He's
a wonderful human.
He's infiltrated your
great
home
man.
life.
Great
So
man.
In that photo of him signing that guy's why didn't I say dictionary? I went with thesaurus, which is a hard word for me to say.
you got, yeah.
You know that guy signing what was it? The Melbourne Encyclopedia of all players or something. That photo was signing. He had his keep cup in that photo.
That doesn't surprise me.
But do you know what the keep cup? He was just having water out of it.
It's a multi-purpose cup.
Yeah.
I don't think anything has to go in it. But long story cut, very
Oh,
short.
we're going merch.
Yeah. Yes, great call. We've forgotten. It's I don't know how we missed that one, but we're gonna
getting some merch.
make up some Eddie Langdon merchandise. Would you wear that? Positive Lingers like beanies.
I
'cause
think
he's
it needs to be done on the download and everyone rolls it.
yeah. Well, he's not listening, so it is officially download.
And Positive Lingers keep cups.
Yeah, Positive Lingers. We're gonna
Which
do
are a bit
some
more
custom
expensive.
keep cups. And
You're a
get them
keep cup
going.
man.
I'm a keep cup man, yep.
So we'll do that. For those listening to the podcast,
Definitely like a tote bag kind of thing
yeah,
that he rolls
definite
every
a
day.
tote bag, maybe like a second-hand baggy jumper with a Positive Lingers on. Just thinking off the top of my head.
Beanie.
Birkenstocks, maybe potentially, but
I limited you at 5 minutes.
we've gone for well over. Just send in some feedback if you'd be interested in some Positive Lingers merch. I think we're going to get that off the ground.
Yep, perfect. Well, thanks, Chunk. We're going to go to our next guest after you.
You've been unreal, Chunk.
That's
Good
no
luck
problem. Thank you, guys.
in the Gunk 400, the Gus Chunk 400.
That's what it's called now.
Yeah, the gunk
for
Gunk
advertising
400.
purposes. A bit gunky. But that's all right. 'cause Dusty's in there as well.
Incredibly proud of you.
Thank you, man.
Especially and more importantly, since the neck injury. I think
you go.
there's two clear Joneses. There's the one who had his head in every pack trying to get the ball out, and then there's one who's realised that his health and well-being is somewhere outside of football, post-football, that's got to be good, and you've managed to play a different role, and you're still in the 22 every week. So I'm incredibly proud of you, and I can't wait. Could get emotional out there on the weekend. Definitely if I see Bob and Rem as well.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thanks, guys, for having me on. I love coming on. Love you both.
Anytime, mate. Throw to a break.
Thanks to our co-principal partner and podcast sponsor, Zurich Insurance. For over 100 years, they've been insuring the people and things you truly love. And just like you, they truly love footy and they truly love the D's.
And we're back. Podcast brought to you by our friends Zurich. Not any sports apparel brand. We don't have any of them besides New Balance, who are friends of ours.
East End Wine
East End
Bar,
Wine Bar.
Barbie Youngins,
Squash,
Squash,
Butch & Co.,
Positive Lingers,
Positive Lingers, which
Positive
is now
Lingers
a merchandise brand.
yeah.
Who else do we like?
Land Rover,
Land Rover.
Jaguar.
Probably should say Jaguar as well.
Well, they're the
You
same
know,
business.
Yeah, true.
And we'll throw to this jingle.
Yeah, it's
It's Benny Gibson.
He's got the news.
He's got the news. Have we switched roles there?
I can't remember.
Did you used to say it's Benny Gibson?
So I know I lead. I know I definitely lead with Eddie
Yeah,
Langdon.
yeah.
I don't know about this other one, the other jingle. But Benny is here with us for
Ben,
our
welcome.
weekly
Thank
news
you.
bite.
Yeah, good to be here. On the merchandise, I like the sounds of that a lot. There is also some Nathan Jones merchandise about
Great
to drop
segue.
on the Demon Shop.
Is it
So
like a ball
skull
cap or
caps?
something?
the theme is dress up as Nathan Jones on Saturday night.
Yeah.
It's not, but there are some good things to get. Also, the Anzac Guernsey,
Yeah.
that's on the website. So that has
looks
the,
good.
the names. Yeah, Tyler Zebra, a designer at the Melbourne Footy Club,
Yep.
did that one. So
Last name Zebra.
give him, Zebra. Give
Is
him
that a
plug.
genuine last name?
It
Or
is.
it
It's a
like
great
Have you
last
not- Have you
name.
not met him?
Is that like an artist, like, you know how some actors' names or singers' names, like,
Shania Twain.
yeah, or who's the one, Lady Gaga's name's not Lady Gaga, you know what I mean? She got a real name. Is
Yeah.
it Tyler
Do you know what
Zebra
it
his
is?
real name?
Might be a stage name.
Do you know what
name?
Lady Gaga name is?
No.
Shania Twain's one of them as well. I
Yeah.
don't know what her real name
So
is.
it's Tyler Zebra.
I'm guessing Pink's name's not
Yeah,
Pink.
yeah.
No, no,
that's
it's
all it
fun fact. Hers is right.
one syllable, one word. Pink. Is Tyler Zebra his real name?
That is his real name.
There
Good
you go.
man, good design. It's
Is
got
he,
the
is he of
name-
African descent?
No, he's not.
Well, that could explain it.
It's got
It doesn't. Anyway.
that doesn't explain it.
It could have, but it doesn't. That's all right.
Anyway, the jumper's got the names of the 30 war veterans who passed away who played for the Melbourne Football Club
Yep.
on there. So great jumper. Yeah, basically the plug for the Demon Shop. Plenty of merch going up
Yep.
this week. In terms of injury news, off the VFL game, unfortunately, Joel Smith did his MCL. So
Lucky.
lucky,
We were
not
thinking
ACL.
that potentially.
Yeah.
Sorry, lucky's not the word because he's an incredibly unlucky player
He
at the
is.
moment.
Hasn't had a good run.
But yes, lucky it wasn't more severe.
Yeah, every time someone hurts a knee, it's almost
Yeah.
good news if it's not an ACL.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
mean, you can start drawing lines to when it's the same injury or the same body part, but Joel is literally injuring every part of his body at the moment. And it would be the most frustrating thing. And the last two, being his finger and his knee, are both sort of freak accidents. So I'm
yeah,
incredibly...
I saw his finger outside of the skin.
Yeah.
That's pretty rowdy.
I'm incredibly upset for him.
Yeah.
But it's good that it's the MCL and he's got a chance for 8 weeks.
How long's an ACL?
Yeah.
8. Yeah.
8 weeks is an
6
MCL.
to 8, yeah.
I did one in Maroochydore camp and managed to play in JLT 2, which was about 10. 11.
Okay. Well, yeah. Well, hopefully he's back sooner rather than later. I love our Selwyn running the rehab program, wasn't he, last year for you? So maybe
Is that a real name?
Selwyn.
Yeah, that's not
Also
his
a stage name.
It is potentially a rehab name. But nah, so thoughts and prayers out for Joel Smith. He's having surgery today. Is
Yeah.
that happening? Yeah,
Yeah.
so fingers crossed it all goes well.
Probably a good sign that there aren't any soft tissue injuries. That's usually the issue. But Bailey Laurie's another one.
Yeah, he's surgery today or tomorrow as well, isn't he?
So he went down last Thursday at training.
Yeah.
Apparently an accidental elbow from Michael Hibbard.
Yeah,
Maisie
I
said
saw it.
that.
I
Maisie
saw
said
it and
identical.
heard it. The noise it made was. I wish I could make it here for you now, but I can't. It was just a sickening crunch. And
Give us a go.
Yeah,
What do you
have
reckon
a
the
crack.
noise sounded like?
Gee, you're
That's
going to have to boost that sound.
You just
I was
punched
trying to
yourself
punch myself in the
twice.
head a little bit.
Yeah.
It was sickening. So what's he haven't done?
So
I thought I saw Tom Hawkins at training. It was a very
throwing
similar
elbows.
incident.
So fractured eye socket as well. Same as Maisie, he's having surgery, so
Yep.
he'll be out for about 6 weeks.
Yep.
Better news for Harmsy. Berjo reckons he's an outside chance to return next week, probably the week after, but that wrist is...
Burjo's interesting like that.
Cagey.
When I got my PCL last year, I was clearly going to be out for about 20 to 25 days. And I got named all 3 weeks from Burjo because he said to Goody that I'm a 1% chance of playing. And Goody, once he heard that, he put my name on the list. And every time Prusy was in the emergencies, and it was like, Bruce will come in if Gawn's not ready. I'm like, just name him. Just name him. I'm not playing. I'm out for 20 odd days. I'm not playing. It's that clear.
He's an optimist.
So I'm going to say Harmsy's not playing. But
I don't think Harmsy's going to... let's not speculate,
Yeah.
gang. Let's remember our roots here,
Yeah.
and Harmsy probably won't play.
No. Maisie, he's a chance to play, so he's going to have
Sounds
to
like
get
speculation
through.
to me.
Well, it is speculation at this point because he hasn't been ruled in or out.
it's got the 12-day concussion one, which
It's not that. He's past that.
Cop that.
has it been 12 days?
Yeah,
Whack.
for the next game.
Has
He's
it been
past
12
that.
days?
Well, it will be by the next game.
No, but he's still got to
Don't,
pass.
this
the
is
test
not the
on
battle you
12
want to
days.
fight. Don't draw the line in the sand here because you're not
Well,
going to win.
he's tried to correct me by saying he's passed the concussion one, but I don't think he has. I think he's got another couple of days.
Yes. But okay. Anyway,
I
don't want.
I see what you're getting at, but that's not the issue.
It's derivative.
It won't be the issue
It
come
won't be
game
the issue
day.
come
Yes,
game
correct.
day. Yes. So hopefully he gets through training. Let's just wait and see how that plays out. I don't think we want to dive any further into that one.
No.
Bailey Fritsch also probably doubtful, but more speculation. He's going to have to see what the surgeon says about that hand. But
He'd be handy.
He would be
Oh,
handy.
good on you, Jack. That's the
Great
place.
fun.
Good on you, mate. Good on you. Good on you. What else?
Happy with that one?
Something else, Gibbo, please.
All right. I'll give another one for Gawny here. Now the leader on the AFLCA coaches votes MVP award, Max Gawn. So
Wow.
He's gone to the top of the table.
On the which one?
coaches award.
CA.
Coaches Award. I won that in 2018.
People rate that award like you got the Brownlow that's voted by the umpires.
It's always quite when you get 9.
You start looking around.
You start
Yeah.
looking at Goody. and
Yeah,
go,
like, why the hell?
the tracker was a 5.
You don't have to look at him this week because you got 10.
Yeah, I got 10 this
Yeah,
week.
so
Yeah,
good
that's
As I said, best on.
T-Mac got 4, and based on the votes, he had to get 4. So
So-
someone gave him 0.
So
wow, you got a 4 and a 0.
Yeah.
I wonder how.
So did Goodwin rate McDonald?
Well, we should-
I'm going
That's the
Clarko
question.
gave him a 4.
I reckon Goody gave him none too.
Yeah, I reckon Goody gave him none.
Wow.
My favourite thing all week has been with this forward, all the reporters are Goody. With this forward with Ben Brown and Wiedemann coming back in, do you reckon you'll look at Tom McDonald going back? No. He says it so quickly. Tom must have been a horrible defender when he was down there.
Yeah, surprising if he's. Yeah, he must. I can't remember him being that bad, but he must have been.
I remember there was a game against Adelaide up in Darwin, and Tom McDonald got the ball full back, and I remember the Adelaide text was yelling out, "Let him kick it, let him kick it," and they were like running away from him. So I don't think that's a good sign.
No, that wouldn't be conventionally
If someone
known
says
as
that to
a
me
good sign.
out in the field, oh jeez, maybe my set shots.
There is depth, obviously, for that forward position. We heard earlier Wiedemann 7,
Big
Bren
7 as
Brown
well.
3.
Brenny 3.
Brenny.
So selection dilemmas, probably the first time in a long time where it's genuinely people are very, very stiff to miss out. So
Mitch Brown kicked 2.
It is.
Yeah, you don't have to be dead to be stiff. Someone said to me once.
So Neville
Maybe a few of
got
those.
dropped in form as well. So Hibbo was in extremely good form. So it can happen. I would say Tom and Jacko are in upper part of their form. They're in just above good, I'd say, in between good and great. Tom was great on the weekend. So I think they're a bit harder to move on.
Do you feel like Jackson's helping you by not having to take as many ruck contests?
I've always played well when another ruck's in the team. Not sure if it's just subconsciously or because when I rucked with Prusy, we actually didn't ruck Prusy much. I still rucked about 90%, but it may be just having someone there who can take the forward stoppages and have a bit of trust in someone to play on my man every now and then might subconsciously make me play a bit more freer. But Jacko's... sometimes it's not my call to put him in the ruck. Jacko's going better than me in the ruck, and we're winning clearances when he's in there, isn't he?
Yeah.
Incredible player, incredible talent, incredible human.
Yeah, he's one of the all-timers.
One of the rarest
He'd be a
I've
good
come
guest,
across.
actually.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
yeah,
actually
we
we'd get somewhere. He'd want us to move all of our civilization to Mars or something. He thinks Earth's going because of COVID and whatnot.
Is that what he thinks?
He wants us to go to Mars.
Okay. Well, I want to go to Mars too one day, but maybe not for those reasons. So I think we could find common ground and work something out there.
Yeah.
Just a fun fact on the whole 6 and zip, the possibility of that hasn't happened at Melbourne since 1965. So
Is it the 6 and zip or is it 6 in a row? It's the
6
6 and zip.
bit. Yeah,
Okay.
6 and zip start. We actually went 8 and zip that year. And
In what year was it?
1965.
Good year for us.
65.
Missed finals.
Yeah, no, bad year for us.
Yeah,
Terrible
so it was
year
a
for
top
us.
four,
You
finished
know,
seventh.
Melbourne.
Real
Melbourne
bad.
statistics.
Real bad year for us.
In fact, probably our worst ever because we started so well and then sacked
Yeah,
Norm
the most
Smith
disappointing
and,
year of all
the
time.
curses.
Pretty iconic year.
Terrible year. What a bad year that was.
Well, let's hope we go 6 and zip and things go a little bit better in 2021.
Thanks, Ben. Angus, that is an almighty stuff up from you.
Yeah.
Worst year in Melbourne's
Worst.
century.
Probably, by most metrics, the worst year we've ever had. And that's my hands up in the air for those who can't see. That's a mistake. So, hey,
That's all right.
we've just got to keep moving. I'm owning it. Next time someone asks me about 65, I'll be better.
I think it's a good finish. That's all for me.
That's a
great,
terrible finish. We've got to finish on something else.
Ben. What day does she move in?
And that is a great episode that we've had, everyone. So thanks very much for listening.
We are touching on this. We're taking a mandated break.
Yeah, so we spoke to our friend Hamish Blake, and he said that
It's important to get your rest in.
all people in this line of business take rests.
So we will not be doing a Richmond recap or a North Melbourne preview.
yeah, we'll have a week
and
off,
we'll be back after the Hobart game.
which
So
is
just a week off.
Just for us, it's a supply and demand thing in one sense because you'll keep you guys. You'll be waiting very much for the next one.
Yeah.
We won't be thrashing the Positive Lingers stuff.
You
too
can
hard,
potentially
so-
listen to what is it, the 5 talking points, or what's that one you do?
talking
Or Lil and Ben, the
Actually
Flower
gonna
Pot
have
Men, or
Kate
something
Roffey
like
on next week. So
Oh, that'll be
hoping
good.
to,
Yeah, okay. Well, that I actually might.
We're still waiting for Glenn to come on this.
Yeah,
I
well,
don't
maybe
think it's going to happen
Any
anymore.
update on the shapes?
Mate, it's a conspiracy. What we'll do is a whole episode one day to the Shapes conspiracy because they've sunk that one successfully now. I don't know how it's got to that point. It's a real shame. But the Shapes boat has been sunk, and I think there's a conspiracy behind it. More on that to come in a later week. Thanks very much for having
Thanks,
the
guys.
chat.
Thanks, man.
Gibbo, thanks for the news, and see you next week.